Hello, Warriors of Light, and welcome to my 15th weekly podcast. Today, I will be covering tomorrow's letter from the producer event, the Final Fantasy XVI crossover event, the Dawntrail expansion, and the Final Fantasy XIV Xbox sweepstakes ending today. Today is April 11th, 2024. So, the letter from the producer event is set for tomorrow. The event will cover Patch 7 Final Fantasy XIV statistics and other updates. Players can watch the event on YouTube, Nikoniko, and Twitch. Also, viewers can watch the presentation slides in both Japanese and English text. So for the Final Fantasy XVI crossover event, players can start this event by visiting the Neophyte Adventurer at the Steps of Ul'dah and begin the quest titled A Land on Fire. To begin this quest, players must be at level 50 and completed the main scenario quest, The Ultimate Weapon. Players will also have a chance to get rare in-game items such as the Torgal Mount, Torgal Pup Minion, the Median Costume Set, the rare Clive Rossfield card, and rare Orchestrion rolls. Also, gamers will only need MGP points for the Clive Rossfield card and Orchestrion rolls. The other in-game items can be obtained from the questline. This event ends on May 8th. So, moving on to my next topic, Dawntrail pre-ordering has started, and gamers can receive 2 in-game bonus items, the Wind-Up Zidane Minion and Azima's Earrings. Azima's Earrings increase experience points for characters under level 90. Also, Dawntrail will be released on July 2nd, but early access starts on June 28th for players that pre-order now. So, as I had previously mentioned in last week's podcast, the new Dawntrail expansion is packed with new additions. Dawntrail will include 2 new jobs, Viper and Pictomancer. So, the Viper job is a close-range fighting style passed down by Turali hunters using 2 one-handed blades that can be combined into a single 2-handed weapon. As such, players can alternate between pressuring enemies with swift strikes by twin blades, and then dealing mighty blows with their joined weapon. By calling on the memories of ancient hunters contained within its soul crystal, Viper can also imbue your character with additional power for a brief period of time. This Viper job unlocks with the Dawntrail expansion, and having a Disciple of War or Magic at level 80. Players must also clear the Viper job quest in Ul'dah to obtain the Viper Soul Crystal. So for Pictomancer, it is a magical ranged DPS job that works in the medium of mixed ether, wielding a specialized brush to render images into reality. These images not only include creatures and weapons, but also landscapes as well. Because these images take time, the Pictomancer also has instant cast abilities and spells available during battle. Also, Pictomancy is an arcane art passed down by the legendary Archon, Realm, a descendant of the Magi. In Final Fantasy XIV, the War of the Magi took place in the 6th Umbral Era, where Mach declared war on Amdapor and Nim. After 2.5 centuries, this war was ended by the Calamity of Water, and the 10th Shard was rejoined back to the Source, or also known as Planet Hydaelyn. Also, Dawntrail will include a new playable race, the female Hrothgars that hail from Ilsabard. Female Hrothgars number relatively few among the population, but are readily identified by their lithe, muscular forms and leadership personalities. In addition, there will also be a new limited job named Beastmaster. So in older Final Fantasy titles, Beastmasters had the ability to tame and capture monsters, and in Final Fantasy XIV, Beastmasters appeared in the Save the Queen Field Operation series. One of the most notable Beastmasters was Lion Rem Helsos, whom controlled a gigantic-sized bird named Dawan. Lion Rem Helsos is so fierce that it's actually a final battle of Final Fantasy XIV's Castrum Lacus Litor. That intense battle can support up to 48 players and starts after raiding the operations base of the 4th Imperial Legion in Bosja's southern front. Also, as I had mentioned in a previous broadcast, I'm personally wanting to see the new futuristic city called Solution 9 and the new rural region called Heritage Found. And finally, I am also thrilled about the new raid series, the Arcadion, and particularly the new Ultimate Raid, Futures Rewritten, Ultimate. So, as I had done in my previous podcast, I will explain two significant characters for the Dawntrail Ultimate Raid, Gaia and Ryne. As a warning to new listeners, the next segment is a spoiler for those who have not played Shadowbringers and may not want to listen to this next part. Gaia is a reincarnation of an Ascian who bore the title of Lawgryph. She and her protector, Mitran, were originally tasked with preventing the flood of light on the First. The First is a reflection or copy of the source, planet Hydaelyn, where our adventure begins in Final Fantasy XIV. So, Lawgryph was killed in a confrontation with the Warriors of Light, and her protector, Mitran, was struck down by Ardbert, the leader of the Warriors of Darkness. So that there is no confusion, on the First, the Warriors of Light become the Warriors of Darkness, and Ardbert is both the same leader of the Warriors of Light and Darkness on the First. So, the flood of light occurred on the First and nearly destroyed the world. If gamers ever visit the First, they can see the flood of light in Ancient. So, on the First, Lawgryph's spirit was reincarnated a century later as a girl born in Yulmore named Gaia. Gaia seems to have retained all her void-sent powers as Lawgryph and still considered the Oracle of Darkness. Now let's discuss Ryne and her story as the Oracle of Light. She is a reincarnation of the Oracle of Light, or Minfilia. Minfilia was once the leader of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Word of the Mother, Primal Hydaelyn. Minfilia traveled to the First and stopped the flood of light. She sacrificed herself to put Lawgryph's protector, Mitran, or also known as Sin Eater Eden, into a deep slumber and brought the flood of light to a standstill. After her death, Minfilia was worshipped by the inhabitants of the First and became known as the Oracle of Light. Like Gaia's reincarnation, Ryne seems to have retained all her powers of light from Minfilia, including the power of Echo. So, I will stop here as I did last time, but I hope gamers will look forward to the new Dawntrail Ultimate Battle and fighting against the overwhelming powers of light and darkness. So, moving on to my last topic, the Xbox sweepstakes has already started and ends today. Players that wish to participate must reply to the announcement post on the official Final Fantasy XIV X account and include the Final Fantasy XIV hashtag in their reply. The grand prize is a display-only Final Fantasy XIV branded Xbox console with a retail console. The retail console will include 2 game codes for a 12-month Xbox Game Pass and a Final Fantasy XIV Online Complete Collector's Edition. The sweepstakes ends today. So, that's all I have for my 15th weekly podcast. If you enjoy my podcasts, you can subscribe to my podcast channel on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, under Dynamis Ryne. I try to answer comments and questions found on my channels through my weekly podcasts. Feel free to post on my social media platforms and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time.